to the.
I know it's.
What?
All right, I think we're back. I think we're good.
Three,
we are
live.
Two. Well, hold on. There we go. We are live.
a little bit of technical difficulties. I think we got it figured out though.
So 8 minutes behind schedule.
So hold on. We got to redo everything we did already.
Correct.
Well, I want to fix what we already screwed up. I guess. Did everybody see this?
Oh snap! How'd you get an actual flyer?
It came with my Hot BW's magazine.
Ah, no kidding.
Well, hold on. They have to do the intro. Our world doesn't know who we are.
That's right.
This is true.
Tanner, take it from the top.
So it's Tanner and Adam here with Seward Speed Shop, and we are talking with Brew City Bug Talk. We got Sean and Prescott on the hook, looking to talk about Project 2074 today.
Hey,
Yeah,
how's it going, guys? We are live again.
A little cross promotion here. It never hurts.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. So Brew City Bug Talk is the fastest growing VW podcast in the world.
Yes, we are the fastest
Absolutely.
growing VW podcast in the whole wide world. Nobody's growing faster than us.
We're crushing it.
It's huge, man. It's huge.
Yeah.
huge.
Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Yep.
5,000 downloads in less than 8 months.
Yeah,
That's
something
awesome.
like that. Yeah.
So it took off. It really took off right after Six Summer. When we did the Drag and Drive for Six Summer, it blew up. We went from tens of listeners to dozens of listeners, and ever since then, it's been pretty steady growth. So pretty proud of that.
That's huge, man. That's super cool.
So before we get into this, who are the sponsors for this live stream? Let's get into those because we want to get those out of the way. Pay the bill.
Yeah, let's do it. So everybody's supporting their driven engine oil
Team driven
today. And we got MP backing us on this project. Type E Motorsports, the Ricky Wright Gearbox. He's helping us out on the transmission end of things, and yeah, that's it right now. So
is Ricky done with the box now? Is it on its
done?
way?
It's done and it's
in
on its
route.
way. Yeah. I've been throwing Jesse Harden too. Fast Jesse's been hooking it up about every single week. Every time we end up in a pinch, somehow he figures it out. So
He figures it out.
He's
fantastic.
He's that guy.
So what are we talking about here, guys? Are we going to discuss the? We're going over the project 2074. Is that the big discussion tonight?
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit.
Little update, kind of where we're at. Obviously, video's been coming out and everything, but as of right now, we've got body sitting on chassis. I'd say 65-75% of the wiring done. We still got a little bit more to go. We got headlights, turn signals, that kind of thing working.
No. Did you get the mouse poop smell out of it yet?
It's a day by day kind of thing. We keep on every day we walk in, we just spray with a little bit of air freshener and
you got to go get some Christmas trees from the parts store and maybe a little Lysol.
Get spray paint and just spray paint everything in there.
I seen Adam in there with the yellow spray paint.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just now all the mice are yellow.
Yep.
Now why is the inside yellow?
So that was we wanted to do something with it because we're not running any interior in it. We wanted to keep it bare bones as possible. And
but is that the only color of paint you had laying around?
No, so
there was
a
sale on yellow spray paint.
We had a tintable bed liner laying around, and we had a guy bring by a color that we thought was close to the body color, and come to find out it was a terrible orangish reddish. Class
So
match.
you're not painting the whole car though.
No, nope. What you see is what you get right now.
Oh, man.
That was the only fancying up we were doing.
Quit wasting your time, Pete.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
Well, we've got all this other time to worry about the, like engine and stuff like that.
Yeah, engine and parts, brakes and stuff. Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
so let's do a little. I don't think I've watched all your videos and stuff, and you never mentioned what your car this is or what it basically is going to be.
Yeah, and that was another thing on the live stream that you did with Empy. You didn't mention the significance of the 2074 motor. Like, you didn't tie that into there. So
yeah. Go for it. Tell them.
Yeah, so
it was your bad idea.
Why is it called Project 2074?
That's Project 2074, right? 2074 miles with 2074 cc's. Getting the stars kind of seemed to align when all that happened, and figured it was the right route to go.
So you Googled
the race was further away.
Say that again.
Like 32 miles away.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
If
So
we make a roundabout way there, we could probably make it happen.
Yeah, so to back this up,
you long way.
You Googled the amount of miles that it was from your shop to the location.
Our shop to the drag strip is 2,074.2 miles.
Wow.
Door to door.
I bet you if you hit avoid tolls.
Right.
We can get to 2276 at least.
Yeah, right. At least, right? No, that's cool. So it's a 92 by 78.
9278. Yep.
So you running thick walls or thin walls or
doing thick walls? Yeah, thick wall 92s. We're actually running those new Molly graphite.
What they got a name for them?
Yeah, they do. I haven't even opened the box. Jesse scored us a couple pairs of them, and
right.
I haven't even opened the box yet. But yeah, we were just talking on the phone. He's like, you might have to notch those, and I'm like, oh gosh, well I'm going to be talking to Prescott tonight, so I'll send a warning.
We can notch them quick. That's not a big deal. If that's what it takes. I don't think you're going to have that kind of squeeze though.
I don't think so.
So what are you shooting for compression ratio?
We were just talking about that too, because I thought, maybe we should start talking nitrous at this point.
Well, you got the thick walls, so that's helping you.
Yeah, that helps. But so back to the car. It's 72 Beetle.
Okay, 72.
Yeah, it's a 72. And we're trying to get the weight down as much as we can, because being a 2074 that's going to live across the U.S., right. We can't be running 11.
You already shot yourself in the foot by using a late model car to start with.
Right. It's heavy. It's definitely heavy, but it was $300 with the parts trade.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You work with what you got.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of real solid early cars kicking around in the Midwest that you can just start working on. So,
you're right. And when you're under the gun, you just get what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So where did you find, back to the car, where did you find this car at? Like, how did you come across?
Dude, we bought this car
months ago.
Literally 3 months ago, 4 months ago. A guy needed a bunch of parts, and he showed me some pictures of this car and said, hey, you want to, if you're interested? And I said, well, I'll just trade you straight across parts for the car. And then he always asked us, he's like, you ever picking that up? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then
wasn't that from Terry Pickler?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And then he sold it to Kevin Heiser. Kevin Heiser used a bunch of the stuff for the dune buggy that he's building, and we got just a bare carcass. So
no, it looks like a solid car. I mean,
it really is,
super solid. We were very fortunate with the body and the chassis. It was going too well. Like, where's the hitch going to be? The body holes aren't going to line up, or because it's everything. It was really nice pieces to start with.
Yeah, and you didn't have to put floors in a pan or nothing.
Nope,
right?
Nope. Literally bolted it right on.
That's super bonus. I mean, it really saves.
That in itself saves a ton of time.
And the chassis is it's late, it's 77, so it's IRS, so it's heavier as well, So
you're keeping it IRS?
No, we're going swing.
Okay, and you got all the parts.
But this car may be repurposed later on.
Yeah, so we kept the mounts in there in case we want to go back to IRS with.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you leave all that alone. Just put the swing axle spring plates in and rock and roll.
There you go. So yeah.
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
So did you have that? Yeah, because I think you did an unboxing video and you had swing axles and all that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be short axles.
Long axles.
Long axles. Why is that? Oh,
we went long axles just because we're running the Porsche, the empty Porsche.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wheels in a really deep set.
Yeah,
so
a lot of wrong out there.
Lot of backspace. So I mean, I think if we went short axles, we'd be all up in the wheel well. So
right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're using the Fuchs MP's version of the Fuchs.
Yep.
Yeah, and
we're gonna drive out on those, and then we're gonna we got another set. We're putting our slicks on. So
okay, so you got two sets of identical wheels.
Yeah.
4.5s, 5.5s.
Yeah, 4.5, 5.5. Yep.
So what's your cruising down the road rubber gonna be?
Trailer tires.
205 70s.
You get 205 75 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that works. It works.
Yeah, as soon as you start searching that size, you're getting nothing but trailer tires. So.
No, and they're $80 a piece too, brand new. So why not?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
And when somebody goes do a burnout, oh hell yeah, we're gonna do a burnout on these. I care less about these tires. And then what are we using for rubber for the racetrack?
M&H 6-inch slicks.
6s, okay, straight up slicks.
Yeah, just some little guys.
Okay, and then the front, you're gonna put front runners on or something?
No, we're just gonna leave the street tires on and roll with it. Those are 165 65 15s. So.
Okay, smart car tires.
Yep,
okay.
Little guys.
Yeah, that's a good setup. That's you can hit the brakes and they actually work.
That's I don't. I'm driving that far and coming out of the mountains with 135s. I don't. Not this guy.
Yeah, I stopped putting 135s on cars long ago. you can have disc brakes and all that stuff, and it works.
Yeah.
So you got empty disc brake kits all the way around.
We're going drums all the way around, man.
Drums.
Yeah, drums.
And are you going to drill like 1 million holes in them?
We did a little weight reducing. We got rid of the dust seal, and actually I don't remember if it was rears or the fronts, but one side we lost 2 pounds and the other side lost 1 pound of rotating weight.
Because that's
rotational force.
Yeah, if you go by what is it, a pound off or 2 pounds off the rotational force is like taking double off the weight of the car or something.
Yeah,
it sounds ridiculous.
It's a crazy ratio.
Sounds like science to me.
I think people go by 2 to 1.
I think, and we found something that 1 pound off of the rotating is 100.
It was to do with centrifugal force. But it was like 1,000 pounds at 100 mile an hour at a 12-inch diameter, and so what it equates to at 100 mile an hour.
It sure sounds like a really cool equation,
Yeah, I did that on my drag and drive. I lined up. I got discs all the way around.
Yeah, this guy was drilling cheese holes all.
Yeah, I had all winter, so I Swiss cheesed them.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And I knocked a couple pounds out of each wheel, and I attribute to the car going faster to that.
Surely,
it definitely works.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good idea.
Weight off is a big deal.
Yeah.
So what's left to do on the car itself? Like, what do y'all have?
Dude, we haven't finished anything on the
car. how many weeks do you have left?
Yeah, everything is started. We've got
the front brakes are all in. Yeah. Waiting on transaxle to get here to finish up the rear brakes. Wiring is partially in, but waiting on
what about the motor
stuff for placement and everything for finishing up the wiring.
Bearings came in yesterday for the motor.
Okay.
So the motor hasn't even started. Okay.
No.
We have
next week.
Without bearings, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what bearings are you using? Are you using anything like cool or?
Yeah, they're super cool bearings. Yeah.
What?
Yes, we're using Kings, the King bearings, and we also had them sent out to Calico and got them all coated and everything like that. Help give us a little bit of longevity on the long drive.
So you already had the bearings, you just had sent them out to him.
Correct, yeah. And it is insane how quick we were able to get them back from Calico. Like, it was supposed to be a 3 to 5 day turnaround of getting it done out there, and we had them back in 4 days.
Yeah.
From the day it left our shop to getting back into our shop, it was 4 days.
That's
Now, are you doing any like tricks on this motor like you did with the build that you won the championship with?
Nope.
So this is going to be like,
we're trying to make it as out of the box as possible this go around. Last time we changed so much of the empty parts, they weren't really that much empty parts anymore. They were more Seward Speed Shop parts.
Yeah.
So this time we're going to definitely keep everything very modest and roll out of the box.
What about the coating that you the formaldehyde?
yes, the formaldehyde.
It's going
Are
on.
you doing
man.
any of that stuff?
We're doing it. Yeah.
You're doing it?
We're going to coat the case, the heads, the
Yeah.
stump.
The
Oh yeah,
sump.
this jug's already done.
Jugs are done.
If
So,
I was
yeah.
going to do anything, I would at least do the sump.
Yeah.
Because that's not. Now, you running extra oil coolers or anything of that nature?
We're going to run the stock oil cooler. And we've got an external oil cooler. Not sure
Okay.
where that's going yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's always tough, man. I mean, when you got the big plate cooler with a fan, where to
Yeah, if it's swing axle, you can jam it in there right behind the torsion housing.
right behind the torsion housing. in
Yeah,
between
and
the
put it
axle and
on
the-
an angle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Chuck has 2 of them on his car, right?
I don't know if he has 2.
I thought he had one on each side underneath, like, yeah.
I think that was the plan, but I don't know if he actually had
Okay.
it last time. But
Yeah.
you need
That's
that.
good to know that that'll fit up in there. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Right, you
It
can put
hangs
one
down
on
a little. It kind of hangs down a little to the point where you're kind of like, oh, if I hit a bump, but I don't think it hangs down as low as your sump. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the sump is going to catch everything because it's not. See where the oil cooler is like between the wheels. So between the wheels doesn't see any real
Yeah.
elevation change.
Yeah.
yep.
So not like the sump does because the sump is so much further away from the axle center line.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you can have something hanging down a little low.
Yeah.
Right?
It fits. It fits. It looks scary, but it fits.
Yeah, and it catches a breeze.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you'll be good
Yeah.
there.
Chuck
Yeah.
ran his, and I think he said I don't remember what the temperature, but I asked him. He said he operating temperature, like, it was great.
Yeah, we're usually running like 210, 200, 210 is usually what I see in my car. It might get up to 220 if we're really beating on it, hammering.
Where are you picking up from the sump temperature wise?
Yeah. And no, it's from the pressure plug. It's one of them. It replaces the plug, right?
The front. Are you picking up off the front or the rear?
The rear.
The rear plug.
Right.
Yep.
Because that's the easiest one to get a wire on.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right in the back there. Sure.
Yeah. And the other one, I have an adjustable oil pressure,
Okay.
so I can mess with the oil pressure if I really get scared.
So big question, are you planning on dynoing your motor and all that, dialing it all in before you get it in, or is there not going to be enough time?
I think we're going to. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely will. We definitely have a target horsepower that we're going to try to get to as far as to make sure we can run in the 790 index class when we get out there. So, like I said, nitrous could come into play. We're hoping not, though. We think that we're going to be able to push it enough and still be road reliable that we should be able to fall into that range.
Because you're not modifying the heads like you did on the other one. Are you running are you modifying the manifolds and all that?
Yeah. We'll port the manifolds for sure. We'll do all that.
But are you putting because you built the ones you showed the manifold on your race motor?
No.
We don't got time for that.
Okay,
We do not
that's what I was
have
gonna
time
say.
for that.
You said
Nobody
you
got
spent
time for that.
crazy hours on just that part alone, so I didn't know how in depth you were going with that.
Yeah. No way. We're not interested at all. So at least not in doing that. So
Okay. The heads
got
now. Are you doing any work to those, or they're just straight out the box empty heads?
the heads are straight out of the box, empty heads. I might go in where they CNC, where the top program meets the bottom program. There's always a little step there on any CNC head. we might go in and just massage that a little bit, but we're not pulling guides out. We're not pulling seats out.
Right, you're not
No
changing.
welding being done on all these.
Yeah, they are what they are. You know.
Okay.
I would at least unspring them and
Yep.
and take a good look. Maybe if you want to shim the springs up or something, that might be something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
surely. Yeah,
Which-
we'll look over everything pretty good.
Which that's part of what we're doing too. Is on the way out there, we're still debating on if we're going to run 1.1s or 1.25s for the drive out there, and then when we get to the track, we're going to put 1.4s on. So
Yeah,
everything with
I
a
think-
bigger rocker.
Yeah, Adam and I talked about that a little bit. It's not a bad idea. I mean, just some solid rocker shafts and some 1.1s on.
Yep.
And your
Just
number one,
easy on the valve train.
yeah, your number one issue is going to be valve related.
Yeah.
It's going to be push rods, rockers, and that sort of, valve springs, that kind of thing. It's you got to keep that alive.
Hey, are you? Question from the chat: are you running Porsche torsion bars in the rear or stock?
We're going 26 millimeter torsion bars.
So is that Porsche or stock?
I'm not sure what Porsche actually is. What's
Okay.
stock?
Yeah,
What
I
All
wouldn't
right,
know.
Jason from Wisconsin here. We don't know what your question is, but yeah, that's what they're running.
Yeah, we're running 26 millimeters. Yep, exactly.
And then what is your another
What is your
question? From
drag and drive, Prescott?
I'm running 26s.
26s.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna throw 28s in, and Jesse had a pair of 26s, and I go, well, then 26s it is.
Yeah, 28s seem a little maybe too stiff.
Little too stiff for this small of horsepower. Yeah.
Right, and you don't know about track prep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You
Well,
need,
People are asking target compression ratio.
Yes.
The target at the beginning was 10.5, and I just keep talking myself off of a ledge. We're looking at temperatures. Like right now out in Medford, Oregon, dude, it's like 103 degrees in the afternoon. Nebraska could be anywhere between 78 degrees and 110 degrees. So, I mean, I don't know.
I think we're gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to convince them. So we have a little side project that we're doing on this, an extra cooling deal. So do I tell them about it?
Yeah, we can tell them about
All
it.
right.
They can see it.
So
It's
what
gonna
we
be hard to miss.
ended up doing was cutting a hole in the back firewall, right where the fan draws air from.
Okay.
And last night I went and bought a motorcycle gas tank and cut it up for a side scoop on the side of the Beetle. And we're actually getting brake cooling ducts for like a roundy-round car. And we're running cooling ducts through this. It's an oil cooler that is being run through a water chilling system. So it's an ice box that's running ice cold water through this. So the air blowing on the engine will be. We're hoping for at least like 50-degree air blowing.
Yeah,
on top.
you guys should definitely go like 15-to-1 compression then.
Right.
Yeah,
Now we
yeah,
can really
yeah.
step it up.
Yeah, step
especially
it up.
with that good 88 octane in I have one.
Yeah. That's going to be your biggest issue is the fuel.
Yep.
I mean, the whole combination. If you get good gas, you can throw a bunch of, compression won't matter so much.
Yeah, but are you gonna run like an MSD box with an adjustable distributor, like you had Prescott in your drag and drive, where you could adjust the timing on
Yeah.
the, with the little dial.
If
and
you
stuff?
guys aren't, I would seriously. That's one of the last items I put in the car, and it saved my ass plenty of times.
Yeah.
We're not doing MSD. We're doing the CB black box, but same principle wise. We won't have a knob on the fly. I'll have to plug into it with the laptop and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but still at least be able to readily control it.
Right.
Yeah,
At least you
that-
can change it without going back behind with the timing light, and
Exactly.
We were
That's
just
what I
trying to
was
figure
doing.
out. I like the MSD, and after talking to you about it, I was sold on it. And then basically everything that we're buying for the project, we're buying two of, because
I'll be
in the
right
middle
back.
of Wyoming, it's a bit of a problem,
Yeah.
when
well, the nice thing about MSD stuff is you just gotta find a speed shop, and they should
Right. Right. That's totally true. But I was looking at buying two of those MSD setups, and I'm like,
no, it's spendy. Yeah.
we broke the budget 2 weeks before we started on this project. So yeah.
I've run an old school 6AL, and with the two-step, the separate two-step, all of old stuff that's you can find on Marketplace rather cheap. So
yeah.
But that timing control, it's so nice because you don't have to plug in a laptop or pull your phone out. And I just reach down and give that thing a twist, and the timing's changed. It's if it's knocking, I just keep cranking on that thing till it stops knocking.
Keep dialing
it quiets up.
And sometimes it's got 15 degrees of swing. So
right.
It's pretty nice, but definitely you're gonna need it. I mean, because fuel, you're not gonna be able to bring enough fuel along with you, or octane booster, or race gas, or any of that stuff.
Yeah,
You can't bring enough.
And I know we're going to talk to you in a couple of weeks with more tech tips on how to get through this whole entire thing. But you were mentioning you were getting somewhere in the close to 20 miles per gallon with your car.
Oh yeah, we'd get up to 25 miles to the gallon. And my first drag and drive, I was all ready for 10 miles to the gallon, 15 miles to the gallon.
Right.
And the thing is, with drag and drive, you're not on the interstate, so you're going from little town to little town, and every little town has a gas station.
Yeah, but hold on, you guys aren't doing a drag and drive. You guys are.
We're just doing a drive and drive.
Yeah, you're doing
drive and then
you will be on the interstate. You will be down the freeway.
But that's what it's saying
for like 1,800 miles.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your fuel options might not be as great as if you're shooting through all these little towns.
Right.
So you might that's what I was getting at. The difference between drag and drive, what you guys are doing, basically driving across the country. You're gonna have to plan things out a little better, Yeah. But there's no reason you shouldn't be able to get 25 miles to the gallon.
Sure.
Now, who's all going on the trip with you? Like when you guys head out there?
So I'm taking Tanner with me.
Yep.
So, is he driving with you in the car, or is he going to be in the Volvo?
He's driving the doggone car. I'm passenger for the majority of the time. Yeah.
But you both are driving in the Beetle out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you having a trip
out there? We're working out right now. My wife is going. One of our kids is going as well. And we're thinking about getting an RV, just because halfway through the day, when the temperatures start to get to 100 and whatever degrees, it'd be nice to be able to shut down for 4 or 5 hours till it cools down and crash for a bit. But without an RV, I mean, you can't get a hotel in the middle of the day for 5 hours, and
Right. It's not. It's a very safe, and it'd be the smart thing to do, even if you want to rent one.
Yeah.
How long are you allowing yourself from the time you leave to the races?
So the actual race is Sunday, but Test and Tune is Friday. There's also racing Saturday, and then we'll be racing Sunday. We definitely need to get in on some of that Test and Tune, because this car will have never been down the track.
That's what I was going to ask you down the road, but okay.
And also, I've made thousands of passes down the drag strip, and only once in a stick shift car. So I'm going to be the one wheeling it, but I've only made like.
And then that's his GTO.
Yeah, my GTO.
So I take hold on. I take it Tanner's driver for when you're at the track.
Yeah.
Well, just practice driving with one hand.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
No, just practice driving with your left hand only, because that's what you're doing.
So when do you plan on leaving the shop?
We're hoping to be out of here on Sunday.
Sunday. So
Sunday.
The Sunday before the race.
Yep. So that gives,
giving yourself
4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And weather's going to determine how much we can knock down every day. You know what I mean? If we can roll out at night and get 6, 7, 8 hours in the first night, we're golden. We don't want to do all of our driving at night, because working on your car at night sucks too. And
well, you guys shouldn't have to work on your car at all.
Right.
You guys are
We'll
thing's
have
gonna be
everything
perfect.
ironed out. We'll have everything ironed out in the last 2 hours when we fire the thing, before we leave.
Yeah.
So
You have to give yourself a buffer just
yeah,
in case, in case something detrimental happens. And it's probably going to be waiting for something. Something's going to break, and somebody's going to show up with it, or you're going to have to go get it, and it's going to chew up a bunch of time.
yeah.
That's just that's just what happens. It's not impossible, but the time factor gets to be an issue.
Well, I mean, you lost a fuel pump one year. How long?
Yeah.
How long did that fiasco take you for
That-
a simple fuel pump?
That put us about 2.5 hours behind.
Sure.
So it broke down on the freeway. We all whipped out our phones. We found Advanced Auto Parts or something 22 miles away. They had a Holly pump, just a Holly black pump. I says, I don't care, black, red, blue, I don't care, whatever they had. I was gonna use it.
If it pumps, we'll take it.
It just needs the pump. So I jumped in Chuck's car. We blasted to this little town, bought the pump, got back to where the car was. It was 90 degrees. It was miserable. And, I got gas running down my arm, and I'm kneeling in a puddle of gas. It was super, super cool.
So I remember the story. So gas tank, outlet, filter, shut-off valve.
Yeah. Well,
That's how we set ours up. So
my pump is where the spare tire would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't even have to get under the car. I got enough slack in the lines. I can pull the pump out, change the lines, slide it all back in, pull it down, 2 wires, boom, boom. Done.
It's actually a pretty sweet setup. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's right next to, and right next to that is the line lock.
We might be changing our location.
Yep. I would highly suggest that. Yes.
Yeah, you got to make the car serviceable.
Yeah.
Beyond, who cares if it might look funny, but you're gonna save yourself all kinds of headaches if you just make it easy to service. It's like why is this out in the open? Because
Don't put the coil underneath.
Don't put the
car.
coil on top of the transmission. That's the bad
We had an experience with that. We're not going to mention names, but he's probably watching right now. But
and he's moving where that coil goes. But yeah, you gotta think about how. There's 2 things you got to worry about: what you're buying and where you're installing it. It has to be. You can't have this one-off stuff.
Yeah.
You can't have custom-made stuff, and if you do have custom-made stuff, you better bring 2 along.
Yeah.
But you need something you can buy at your Napa, at your AutoZone. You need that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to know what it's out of. Like those MSD distributors. That's off-the-shelf stuff. It's a Chevy 350 rotor and I think it's a Ford.
But they're not using MSD. They're using the black box, right?
Right.
Well,
But it's the same.
We're running the same deal. We've got the
big.
We've got the Magnus.
Okay.
CV's Magnus Spark is the distributor we're running.
Okay.
So
Right.
We've got a couple of those, and then we're gonna run the black box, and we've got a couple black boxes.
Yeah.
Never burnt one up, but we've got them, and then we'll also have a 009 with points and that whole jazz.
Yeah. Keep on. Yeah. Bring another coil and just put that all in a baggie with the clamp and everything. And if you're smart, test it, right? Wires, everything, have it all ready to go. So all you're doing is have it timed already and everything, and just take it off with the clamp still on it.
Boom.
So you can just slam it back in there and rock and roll.
See, but you guys aren't like this isn't a true Dragon Drive, so you have a trailer vehicle. You're going to be able to bring parts and whatever parts you want to be. I think you guys will be fine.
I've got a lot of
confidence, Sean. Tanner has
I've got a lot
I have
of
confidence
he's
in
all
you
worried
guys.
over here. I think low and slow we're gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Beetle. I mean, it's going to run. It's not like you guys are using. It's not like you're building something like you did for the competition. You're building and basically off the shelf
but
parts.
These guys aren't going to be going 80 miles an hour either.
Yeah, you guys are going to be going 65 miles per hour down the freeway. you're going to be fighting boredom more than you are going to be fighting anything else.
Yeah, I would keep, if I was you guys, I would keep the RPMs under, I think 3,100 was my goal.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, that's where I felt the best about everything.
Hell no, push that shit. Like,
Well, sometimes you have to.
7,000 RPMs the whole way. Try and make it there in a day.
The whole way out of Illinois, and that'll be the end of it right there.
Yeah. But 3,100 is and whatever the mile per hour is at that, I have no idea. None of my cars have speedometers at work anyway, so.
Sure, it's just there for basic reference.
Yeah, it's an app on my phone. So.
So do you guys have any planned stops as of right now? Like any cities or any places that you already have mapped out, or people that you're in contact that you're hitting?
No.
Only one that we are looking at maybe stopping at is Type E Motorsports in South Dakota on our way back. They're the ones that hooked us up with the beam. So we definitely need to go and check out what they've got going on over there.
Now, aren't you driving right through the Bonneville Salt Flats?
No, I think they go north. I think once you get to Nevada, they go north where the South Flats are.
Too terribly far.
Yeah,
it's close. I know it's
Speed Week right now. Go out there,
I know,
hit them
right?
Right now, right?
Yeah,
we're gonna miss it. But
I told them we should have got the car done a little bit sooner and hit that on the way out there.
Yeah, right. You
cool.
did that and then went to Medford.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Throw it in the mix. Why not?
What do you have? What's your planned weight for the car? Do you have any idea?
1,400 pounds. I think we'll end up 16. Yeah.
No. Are you doing hold on, let me rephrase the question. Are you doing anything special to shave weight other than what you've already mentioned with like maybe drilling holes and anything?
So far, we have not hacked and whacked much out of the car.
Once it's together and sees the scales and the number scares us, we might get crazy. With the whole saw.
Are you putting Lexan windows?
He didn't want to.
Are you running? You're keeping windows in and all that?
He ixnayed Lexan windows.
I would at least did the quarters and the rear.
Yeah.
The windshield I understand because you're always scraping bugs off of it. So.
You got an extra set here, Prescott, somewhere that they can, throw in there for?
No, I don't. I got a sheet of Lexan. You want to cut it up?
Yeah. Do you run pop outs in the back?
No.
Oh, you do run solid.
No, that's all Lexan.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dragon Drive is a sunroof car, so.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, your sunroof. Yeah.
But it's a miserable ride because it's a black car with a black interior, and it's just hot. It's the worst.
Yeah.
You just bake in there with the sun beating down on you, and you get woozy, and you end up pulling over because you can't see straight.
Right. Yeah. Sounds right.
But just bring enough water. I can't stress that enough. If it's going to be hot, just drive at night if you have to. I mean, there's no sense of killing yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you guys are overthinking it. It's you're driving. Like, it's not rocket science. You're just going to be driving down the road. It's not going to be all like, it's going to be hot, but I don't think once you're going and you got the windows down. I've driven from here to California through Nevada in 110 degrees in a Honda Civic that had no air conditioning, and I was perfectly fine. Like,
now
granted, that's a Honda Civic, but whatever.
Yeah.
Are you putting full instrumentation in this thing?
Yeah, we got everything in it. We got oil temp, oil pressure, EGTs,
cylinder head temp,
not EGTs. Yeah, and then voltmeter.
Okay.
I think that kind of covers it, and then a tank, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, you have watched the cylinder head temp, and me and Adam have talked about this. Timing, you can send the cylinder head temp to the moon with too much timing and some bad gas.
Yeah.
And so if you get some bad gas, turn the timing down. I mean, just because you'll see 450 degrees on the head temp and like, what? No.
Yeah. That's full danger. That's when you get real nervous.
Oh yeah, the seats will fall out of it or shoot the spark plugs out of it, and then you're really screwed. So
now you got problems. Now we're saying.
So, but yeah, with the timing and that cylinder head temp, you can almost tell what you're running for timing by looking at cylinder head temp, and know you're in a sweet spot. And it's not so much. I tell everybody that has a cylinder head temp gauge, don't worry about the number. What the number is, just be aware of what it usually runs at.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. The number's just relative to it.
It's all the millivolts, and it's like if it's at 350 all the time, and then on a hot day it goes up a little bit. You're like, oh, it's 375. Oh my God. Don't worry about it. It's only 25 degrees more than on a cool day. So it's not that big a deal. But just keep an eye on that stuff. I've already just been, you're so bored, you're not paying attention. You look down at the oil temp, it's like, oh geez, that crept up, and maybe you should start slowing down. Think about pulling over. But
all right, so when you get to the track, do you have an idea of what your ETs, what are you looking to shoot for? Like, give me a breakdown of this race. Like, what class are you entering, and what are you planning on running?
So the class is a 790 8th mile class. And
so it's 8th mile, not quarter mile?
Correct, yeah. Okay. I wish it was quarter mile 790, but it's been a lot harder to get it out there.
Yeah, all right, just getting that out there, because it's like your weird 8th mile stuff, but all right.
Yep, it's like Jeff just said, it's called Super Index, which I'm kind of curious myself on how it's ran, because there's, I want to say, 3 other indexes in this Super Index. So I don't know if a 690 car is going up against a 790 car and how that all works out.
I think that's how it works. There's different. They start you off trying to get you to run heads up, but then once the heads up cars are done, then it's on it.
Full tree handicap start situation.
Yeah, and it seems to be. I mean, it says here only $150 to enter and $5,000 to win. I mean, why wouldn't you enter that? I'd be in that all day.
Yeah, why wouldn't you build a car and drive it across the country and go?
Yeah, Prescott. I mean, I'm pretty sure you got like 3 cars built already. Let's just take one of those.
Let's just take one of those.
We can live stream the trip.
Think of all the money you're going to be able to make. $5,000, man.
Yeah, $5,000.
We won't even be close to having that much invested in the car. So we're going to go positive. Yeah, so Jeff said what? 670, 7.0, 730, 760, 790.
Right.
So there's a pretty good range of times to be racing in that class. And so we're just hoping to be on the knocking on it, basically, because trying to go 7.0s or anything like that with a streetable car.
Well, since you're dynoing the motor and you're weighing the car, you can there's some pretty good estimators out there on the interwebs that'll tell you what the car will run roughly, and they're pretty accurate. I mean, because if you do it backwards, right, you already know your AT, and you play around with the ET and the mile per hour and the weight of the car, it comes out right doing the math backwards. So, well,
when you guys are ready to figure out them calculations, you have the car done, call Prescott. He can pull up the calculator for you and walk you through the process.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how accurate it actually is, but you'll go, okay, the car needs to be 100 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Oops. So
get off the sawzall.
Yep, sawzall and whole stalls. Or nitrous.
Yeah, exactly. Or nitrous. One or the other. We got a couple different ways to go. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all the questions I have for you guys. Prescott, you got anything else you wanted?
No, I burned down through all my questions here. I was reading them.
Yeah, I was going through your list. I guess one thing I want to talk about is, so right now, live at 6:00 is the premiere of part 2 of the podcast that we did with you guys. So that's going live right. It should be live right now. So
awesome.
If anybody is out there who's watching this and you want to go back and you want to listen to the podcast, and they explain in part 2, we go over everything that had to do with the competition. So we go from the time you guys left your building to getting down there, going through all the troubles that you faced and everything that had led up to you guys winning the competition. And we talk about all that in our podcast. So, and that is live right
I'm
now.
excited to hear the second half. So
Yeah, we're probably gonna put it on and go work on Bernie right now and check it out.
Hey, I was editing the other night and I was listening to it and I was like, damn, I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite podcasts that I've done so far. So it's cool.
We had a bunch with you guys.
Yeah,
anytime we hang out with Prescott, we can jog for
4 hours at least.
4 hours.
Yeah.
We said we're gonna go live for about 15 minutes tonight. We're at 45, so
Yep.
Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah, par for the course.
Par for the course, right? Fantastic.
Perfect, guys.
Let me check. I don't think the last question I got from the group chat. Are you guys gonna wear the cape, the ride down there?
That's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, of course.
You have to. You have to show up with the cape on and be like, I'm sorry, we're world champs.
We just had to. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for bringing us into your live stream here. This is pretty awesome.
Thanks so much. And Prescott, we're going to be picking your brain probably in a couple of weeks. We'll do another live, and we're going to talk about the strategy from the champ, the guy who's done more dragon drives in an air-cooled Volkswagen than anybody in the world. So
yeah, how not to do it.
Yeah. Hey, you finished every single one too, right?
Yeah, that's my only claim to fame. I've finished every single one I've entered.
That's a huge deal. So yeah, we'll be talking in a couple of weeks, and you're gonna give us the inside info on how to do it.
Oh yeah.
And so Prescott, what do you have coming up? You have an event coming up here pretty soon too. Well, another Dragon Drive, correct?
Yeah, we're on the wait list for Hot Rod Drag Week that starts in September. So I'm still working on Chuck. Both Chuck Fryer and I are on the wait list. So my car's all ready to go. I'm ready to I just need to get the rooms set up and that kind of thing, But yeah, we're ready to go for Hot Rod Drag Week 2024.
And if you guys are ready, I mean, go get on that waiting list. Bring that 2074 down.
Or just round,
just round robin the United States.
We're gonna keep on going until it can't go no more.
Yeah,
I did that one year with the Dragon Drive. I finished Hot Rod Drag Week. I can't remember what year. And then that Sunday, I drove it all the way to Crystal Lake for the car show.
That's awesome.
And people are like, "Are you insane?" I'm like, "I know. I just drove 1,000 miles in this car, and now I just drove another couple hundred miles."
Right.
So,
right.
But
for punishment.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, very cool. Good luck to you guys on the rest of your build. Keep kicking ass. Keep putting out those videos because they are awesome. We're excited to see what you guys do.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
We'll talk to you guys.
All right. Thank you.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks for having us.
All right.
Yep. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye now.